Hello, friends. Welcome back to Saturday Evenings Posted Mostly Presents with me, your host, Trevor Stewart 1308, and we are here with the ASOC Prod Cat and the Peanut Gallery. Hey, y'all.
What's up, yo?
And yeah, it has been chaotic out there in the world this week. Hi,
Woohoo, I
Just Me
win.
Crystal. Hi, Kingsways. Or KG Sways. Kush Gang. What were you going to say there, Peanut Gallery?
Well, you said it's been chaotic out there. So I said, woohoo, I win.
Yes. Chaos win. Today's pre-rolls brought to you by The Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, 105 West Main Street. A great place to go for some great buds to get some great buds. A bud, and the only thing better than their bud is their customer service. Also, they have the lowest prices in town, according to my own personally highly biased research, by which I mean I was incredibly high when I did my biased research. You can find them on Instagram at The Hidden Leaf, where you can find our other sponsors, Firehouse Organics, spelled with a Z, findable at Firehouse Organics, spelled with a Z, on Instagram, and Kush Gang Snacks, purveyors of fine edibles and drinkables, findable at KG Snacks 434 on Instagram, and right now findable right here in chat at KG Sways. Hey, Kingsways, great to see ya. And today, from the Kush Gang, we are going to be drinking 3 bottles of drip. I have not smoked anything yet this morning, or really smoked since last night, so this should hit a little hard.
Oh, dear.
Hey, hey.
Well, it is a news show, so now it's hard hitting.
Oh, no.
Ooh, blue raspberry. Flavor, lots of flavor. Hello, hello.
Flavor Flav?
Flavor Flav. Oh. Clock. That reminds me of a terrible joke.
Yes.
Oh, no.
What's the last thing Kurt Cobain said to Courtney Love?
Just leave a mark.
Hole's gonna be real big.
Mm. Both answers are horrible.
Yeah. Well, you
Fun.
know, she was trying to sell the house not long after. But she had a real hard time because one of the rooms still smelled like Teen Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bad jokes.
What?
No.
What? You're
No.
not saying it? You had a joke and you're not saying it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably for the best. So,
Let's put it this way. It's bad even by my standards.
oh, that's terrifying then.
I mean... You'll have to tell me later, dear.
Well, all right. Let's get into it before this starts kicking in. Whoa.
Yes?
Oh.
You all right?
Yeah. Like I said, lots of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
You're all right. You'll just be better in a couple of minutes.
Exactly. Ah, there we are. All right. So,
I wish to note that most of the news stories are. I used ground news to look for
okay.
central leaning viewpoints on the stories, and so that's where most of these news stories came from, was through that.
Let's take a moment to discuss centrism. Oh, actually, before we do that, it is our affiliate anniversary. We've been doing this for 2 years, 3 years now.
Don't ask me. I just work here.
Right?
Even
Me
that's
too.
debatable.
Work is a strong word.
It is a 4-letter word.
It is a 4-letter
Okay, you
word.
probably shouldn't be saying it.
You should say it appropriately. Work.
Work. Work. So yeah, it's our affiliate anniversary. We've been doing this for a minute. I appreciate the well wishes, but it's not my affiliate anniversary. No, it's my affiliate anniversary. So yeah, we've been doing this for. I feel like it's been. What year is it? 2026?
Yeah.
I guess 2 years. It's been 2 years. 2024 would be when we started, it seems.
Mm.
Although 2023, we might have started in 23. So yeah, affiliate anniversary. We've been doing this for a few years now. That's pretty cool. Thank you for the well wishes in the comments in the chat. Yeah. Before I say anything too emotional or mushy, let's just move on. Now, I want to have a conversation about centrism for a second and the dangers thereof. It's important that we look at these centrist articles, and we pay attention to what the center is doing and what the center wants.
Yeah.
But in this current climate, centrism is no longer about finding a middle road. Centrism has become right wing because of the shift of the Overton window to the right. Centrism is now on the right. Centrist leftists tend to argue things like, tend to say things like the trans debate. And I say again, it is not a debate. If you are debating if you are in the trans debate, if you're debating that, what you are doing is basically litigating someone's right to exist as themselves. That is not. The centrist opinion may be something like, oh, well, have rules about trans people in sports and trans people in bathrooms so that you don't end up with very masculine women in women's bathrooms, or so you don't make women uncomfortable but by having that debate, you're starting from a position of a trans woman is a man. At which point the trans woman then has to debate their own existence. And this is just one example of centrism. Another example is, well, maybe we shouldn't have prayer in schools, but we should go ahead and say the Pledge of Allegiance. But in the Pledge of Allegiance, we shouldn't take out one nation under God. That way everybody's happy. Except, no, not everybody's happy. The people who are not Christian are still being forced to pledge allegiance to a Christian nation. That's not centrism. That's thinly veiled white Christian supremacy. So, while I think that news sources such as Ground News that will give you some idea of what both sides and the center are saying, I think we need to be careful about taking a centrist approach.
That's the problem. I have a problem with your view on centrism.
Go for it.
Because
you see yourself as a centrist?
I try to. And as a horribly extrapolated version of the saying goes, I've got a very strong hold on it. The center still holds. And that also means I'm trying to keep track of how far left or right various megaphones are shifting. While trying to maintain my position
in the middle.
In what I used to think of as the middle.
Yes, except for now you're not in the middle, you're on the left. You're solidly on the left. You are no longer a centrist. You're a leftist. Will
you let me say what I'm trying to say?
Sure. Sorry.
I'm still holding in the middle. Just because the volume of the microphone has slid much further right does not mean that the middle has changed. It's just the volume point where that microphone's picking up is much further to the right.
It's a good analogy, but it's missing something. And I get where you're coming from, and I think that I think you're I get where you're coming from.
I've seen a political cartoon that does a fairly good description of it. It shows the elephant and the donkey on their respective sides, and there's a line in the middle. They're about in the panel about an inch away from on either side. Second panel, the elephant goes running way off to the right, so it's much smaller on that side panel. And the third panel, the elephant's yelling, "Look how far left you've gone!"
Yes.
Meanwhile, the donkey has not moved. I'm trying to stay at that line.
Okay. Here's the thing. The line may not have moved. The things you believe haven't moved. Where that has. The donkey has also moved to the right. The donkey is now standing on your right. Even though you were centrist before, you are left of the donkey now. While your views haven't changed, everything else has shifted so far that you are left.
And I cannot say that my views haven't changed. I'm human. I am malleable. My ideas do change. If they didn't change, then I would be an absolute effing idiot.
Which
Because
we all know that you are not.
I'm just mostly an idiot, not an absolute idiot.
You're not
mostly.
even mostly an idiot. As compared to the idiots that we all have to deal with and hear from on a daily basis, you are not an idiot.
I am nowhere close to citrus Satan.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, even though your views have changed, your position, that line, that place on that scale that you sit hasn't really changed, right? Like, you
I've
really...
tried to keep it relatively regulated.
Right. Correct. Everything else has changed around you. Like, you wouldn't debate a trans person's right to exist.
Oh, no.
No, if they're trans and they want to be trans, and not even want, if they're trans and they exist as trans, they exist as whatever they are, right? Trans men are men, trans women are women. Huh?
Human rights are human rights.
Correct. That's now an extreme leftist viewpoint. You haven't changed. The rest of the world has changed around you. And this isn't, by the way, all of this isn't about ground news. Ground news is trying to be a news aggregation site. They're not trying to take a side. They're not trying to, they are trying to show things the way they are. And give you insights into what all sides are saying. However, because of... Well, actually, no. No however there. That's what they're trying to do. I feel like news sources such as NPR are also kind of trying to do that. But they are, because they are not news aggregation, they are news reporting, and they are put at odds with, by the regime, they are put at odds with the regime. They have become leftist, even though they aren't leftist in nature, even though they aren't. The fact that they are representing journalistic integrity has become a leftist value.
It has not become a leftist value. It is a matter of the shifting of perception. They have tried to remain a fair and balanced, fully informative news source. Mm-hmm. Just because that does not square with the megaphone on the far right does not mean that they have gone left.
I agree. I agree. And yet, like, if we were in an objective world, we could say, objectively, they are still a center, they're still a centrist organization. They're still, or not even centrist, they're still unaffiliated. They're just news source. They're not left, they're not right. They're just reporting honestly what's happening.
They're trying to
However,
remain neutral and factual.
we are not in an objective world. We're in a subjective world. We're in a place where we're in a world where your opinions and your perspective make up the reality that you're living in. And the dominant social paradigm has shifted, and I'm not saying that everybody in the country or even a majority of people in the country actually believe this. It's that the discourse that we are being fed and are aware of has shifted. Meaning that the perspective, the social perspective from that discourse puts NPR on the left. Even though they are still dedicated to objectively balanced reporting. Because of the subjective social perspective, that has become a leftist value. Another centrist thing might be with the genocide in Gaza. A centrist view would be it's not a genocide. They haven't said they want to wipe out all Palestinians. And it's, it's a response to October 7th. These sorts of trying to justify what Israel's done. Even though, without saying, oh, it's okay, or they're doing the right thing, trying to still be like, but I see how they got there. This is not, and believe me, I see how they got there. I don't think it's right. That position, though, the position of,
No, it's far right.
I don't think it's correct. Pedantry. You people and your pedantry. And I know I'm just as bad.
Yeah. It's kind of why you keep me around.
Yeah. Well, no, I keep you around for the puns, but... it's just that I see this because of where the Overton window, how far the Overton window has shifted the conversation to the right. When I hear centrist, or when I hear somebody say middle of the road, or, it worries me. It makes me take a second look at what they're saying. I think part of this is also because a lot of pundits on the right have been saying, oh, we're centrists. Oh, we're leftists who are just being curious. Have misrepresented themselves as left or center, and then spewed some vile right-wing crap. That it sort of... that puts a bad taste on centrism. those actions are the ones that are some of the ones that are shifting the Overton window as well. So, and again, I think, I don't just think it's fine. I think it's good that you try not to lean one way or the other too far, and try to keep in mind, a nice balance of the sides. That's important. As I have often said, I don't believe you can run a government or a country purely on fiscal liberalism. There has to be a place for fiscal conservatism in an economy. And, to prove me right, Jay Powell has been being highly conservative at the Fed. Much to the chagrin of Trump, who would very much like to have some very progressive fiscal policies so that the economy is revved up and running hot. Although to do that could quite honestly push us into a massive recession right now. Which is why we need fiscal conservatism in the Fed at the moment. So I see why conservatism is necessary in some forms in government. We should not be slashing interest rates willy-nilly right now. In fact, in my opinion, we may want to raise them. We may want to raise interest rates just a little bit. But, so, there is an example of how the two things can work together for a stronger government. However, when we're talking about what's going on in politics right now, we're not actually talking about political or fiscal conservatism versus progressivism. We're talking about social conservatism. We're talking about reactionaryism, really. We're talking about a group of people who want to bring us socially back to another time when their power wasn't threatened. Their supremacy wasn't threatened. They see that time as a halcyon time. Whereas people who were not in that group do not see that as a good time. Now, it was rough for the rest of us. It was bad for the rest of us. I think it is also important to make this distinction between social conservatism and fiscal conservatism. I think it's also important to note what left and right were originally about, and that was a balance between large centralized government and decentralized states governments, where the power was. Was it in the federal government or was it in the various state governments? And that's another place where I see both sides of the argument being incredibly important. I know I preach about a strong, centralized government that does everything for its populace and takes care of everything, but there is a difference between Virginia and Montana. And the specific state governments deal with those differences. It is important to have local representation and local representation on a federal level. And it's important for that local representation to have power to affect policies. Because if they don't, then you end up with... Actually, I have no idea what you end up with. I can see a lot of how that would go horribly wrong, but I don't really know exactly what it ends up like. I do know what you end up with if you only have a very strong centralized government. And that, I guess you end up with a very strong decentralized government, you end up with sort of a fiefdom system, nation states, that sort of thing. And with a very strong centralized government, you end up with essentially
counties.
That too. I was going to say something like an oligarchy or a dictatorship or some very top-down sort of ruling system, which is also not great. Not gonna lie, not a good look. So again, this is a place where you need the mix of the two. But what social politics has come to is that centrism is a way for one side to disqualify individuals from counting as people. It's become a system of dehumanization. Am I making sense?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Is there anything I need to clarify?
Nothing that I can think of. I'm understanding your viewpoint. I'm not entirely agreeing with your viewpoint.
Okay.
And I don't believe that I have strong enough arguments to try to sway your viewpoint. And I also do not have a strong enough aversion to our disagreement that I feel the need to push it further.
Okay. I am curious about what you disagree with. I'm not gonna make you justify your disagreement. I'm curious as to what you disagree with.
I'm sorry, asking me to clarify what I thought of your statement earlier caused a Stack Overflow and the previous information has left the building.
Oh, dang. Oh well. It's
I unfortunately have trouble keeping two ideas in my mind at the same time, so
I get that completely. I'm not sure about the footing of all of the arguments I make there. I know that it's what it looks like from my perspective. So I would like to know what seems out of place to someone else. To give me a better idea of where I might be wrong or missing something. My opinion is open to adjustment. The basis of the opinion, not so much. But the basis of the opinion is that the Overton window has shifted so much to the right that what people are calling middle of the road now isn't. What people are calling centrist isn't.
And that is part of the reason why I have trouble debating on this one, because I do have to agree on that major point.
Yeah. The rest of it is, I mean, I'm not saying that I do believe the rest of it. I just don't know how strong my evidence is. I know the evidence for that first one, strong enough I can say that and feel comfortable saying that. The rest of it is, again, I do believe it, but I don't know I don't know if it's, So I am open to having that perspective challenged. I mean, I'm open to having all of it challenged, but
Trying to find the balance of at what point your opinion is based on facts and information, and at what point it's based on feels.
Yep, that would be it. That would be the thing. That would be the one.
My only note for this is that as far as ground news goes, when they say central, they do not mean the central political viewpoint. They mean specifically the writing style, political, and everything else. These news sources are roughly in between what are considered the two extremes.
Right. And that's what I meant when I said they are a news aggregation site. They are a central or centrist news aggregation site. They're pulling news from both left and right sources, and they're giving you the background on the sources and giving you tools to see if it is, how far one direction or another this story leans. And I haven't dug into ground news myself, but from what I have seen, their take on the center is pretty objective. They seem to have a pretty good handle on this is the center. So, ground news. I'm not knocking them either. What it was when you said centrist, it brought up this is something that I feel the need to talk about.
So I didn't say centrist. I said more of a central viewpoint.
Central viewpoint. Anyway, it reminded me that it was something I wanted to talk about.
Ground news, the Rotten Tomatoes of news, but done better.
Right.
Yeah, effectively. And I am more likely to pull from what appears to be a balanced news source that's not specifically leaning to one extreme or the other, because it makes it easier for you to look at it and say, okay, this is they're more likely to have the actual bare facts of something versus putting extra spin on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my goal when I'm pulling stories is to find things without the extra spin, because
Because
it's
we'll
so
put
much
that on
easier to do other
ourselves.
things that don't have the extra spin.
Right. All right, now that we've had that conversation about news sources,
They have the bear facts, not the moose facts.
let's see if we can get this to pull up. This first one to pull up. Okay.
For that, I am sending him the PDF of the chicken game and involving you in it at a later date.
Oh, come on. Nope. We are not seeing that article. Never mind.
Why?
It's behind a paywall.
It shouldn't be.
It is. I have to subscribe to Salon to get to it.
I'm not subscribed to them, though.
It'll take me to Salon. Salon will briefly show me the story, and then it'll throw a pop-up up in the way that I can't get rid of.
Well, dang.
Yep.
Like I said, I'm not subscribed
But
to
it's
them.
okay,
It's not...
because this is a big enough thing that it's been said all over the place.
Okay.
This is not just Salon. No. The head of FEMA claiming to have teleported to a Waffle House. Everybody's talked about that.
Yeah.
Not God. Not even a big news story. It should be like, oh my God, what kind of insanity? But no, this has just been mentioned and laughed off, and people have just moved on.
Except
What's
for
up, Chris into 386?
he's also insisted that he's been teleported other places as well. It's just the Waffle House was the most...
Right.
What's the first one?
Well,
Paywalls ruining the internet for real. Hey, Disney's Animal Kingdom.
nice.
Word. Yeah, what was the first place he claimed had been teleported?
The Waffle House was the first one, but now, and at first it was just like, he made this very strange statement, and to me it sounded like, okay, it was something kind of lost in translation in his mind, and he said it in a strange way, and
No.
it's fun to make fun of.
No,
But no,
he
had claimed to be teleported multiple times.
To other
he
places.
really believes this too.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying I don't believe in teleportation. I'm not saying that. Stranger things have happened. It's just that the chances of successfully teleporting that many times without accidentally teleporting into a mountain and killing both of the characters that I spent forever on... Oh, I'm sorry. I still have an opinion about how my two favorite D&D characters met their end.
Dude, I wasn't even there for that one. I was technically in charge of playing one of those characters, but I had to work late, and I got home and said, "Hey," and they said, "Hey, we're making new characters." Like, what?
Which character were you? Who did you have?
Oh, Teeks.
Huh? You were Siegfried?
I was Teeks.
Oh, you were Teeks. Teeks was never one of mine.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, I was Siegfried and Regis. Oh. And actually, Siegfried wasn't originally mine either. Siegfried had gotten given to me after he'd been played for like maybe 2 game sessions.
I think I don't think Regis was involved in the kerfluffle because he really wasn't
Hey!
part of the party.
Hey! One of my all-time favorite characters survives. Oh, gosh darn it. I just dropped my joint and I don't know where I dropped it.
You might want to see a doctor about that.
I might.
Loose joints can be a problem.
I understand that they frown upon vanished joints even more than loose ones.
Yeah. I'm more worried I'm going to have to see a fire department about it because it was lit at the time.
I don't care how exciting it was. It's still just a joint.
Saw that
to
coming
pause
too.
the stream to find it?
Huh?
So do you need to pause the stream so you can get up and pull stuff out from under the desk?
No. I hope not.
Sure.
I don't see smoke coming from anywhere. I think we're safe. I'm still really curious as to where it went, though.
Don't worry. Deadpan or Death Kitty are going to find it for you.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say. Only users lose drugs. What did you say?
I said stop, drop, and roll.
Except for he did it in reverse. He rolled, stopped, and dropped it.
Yep.
So, now,
Tell him that one.
I'm
Okay, here's a
terrified.
bad one for you.
Okay.
What do you call it when podheads start their own tribe?
I don't know what.
The Joint Chiefs.
I like that. Okay, here we go. What do you call the heads of state of a tribe of stoners? The Joint Chiefs.
That works.
Yeah.
I guess they always communicate with smoke signals.
Oh.
How many smoke rings can they make?
This is treading on some dangerous territory. I'm
It
sorry.
really is. We're moving on.
I am not trying to be offensive. I'm just doing a very good job of it.
Right? I'm not sure that we have actually hit offensive yet.
No.
We can just get really close.
So
And I
right
think-
now we're just going to have to pull Kermit and Fozzie and moving right along.
Yep.
Moving right along. Yep. Before we say something stupid. All right.
He passed that line a long time ago, but that's
Right.
like
Yes, about the time we said good morning. After that,
Yeah. So our next article from Chicago 5. Source calls Pentagon meeting with Vatican official most unpleasant. A source close to Pope Leo the 14th told NBC Chicago the meeting between the Pentagon and Cardinal Christophe Pierre was most unpleasant and confrontational.
I imagine you've heard about this as well.
No. No.
Effectively, they threatened the Vatican.
Oh, wow.
The paraphrased version is someone sat down and said the US can do whatever they want, wherever they want, whenever they want, militarily, and the Vatican better pick a side. And then someone else sat down and mentioned the Avignon papacy, which, if you're not a history person, the cliff notes on that is France put a hit out on the Pope, and when the new Pope at the time was installed, they were required to live in France under France rules for a frame of time, and it was seen as just a really bad thing.
Okay.
So to pair that particular bit of history with the U.S. can do whatever it wants militarily, pick a side.
Wow. Okay.
As a response, Leo has decided, A, he is not coming to the U.S. for the 250th anniversary 4th of July celebration that he had been planning on attending.
Right.
And instead is heading to somewhere else. I cannot pronounce the name correctly, but it is a little tiny spot where a bunch of North African refugees continually wash up on its shores. And he'll be holding a prayer service there instead.
Sounds good.
And
okay.
There have been several political cartoons about this.
Okay, I did hear something briefly about threatening
yes.
threatening the Vatican, because a friend of mine pointed out that you do not mess with the Swiss Guard. They are trained in both halberd and Uzi. You do not mess with the Swiss Guard.
My two favorite bits of meme or anything out of it this week is, one, there is a picture of Pope Leo when he was just a priest in training, effectively, and he looks like Elwood Blues. He's got the hat, he's got the glasses, and he's wearing the collar. And the quote that goes,
we've got a whole tank of gas, a half a pack of cigarettes. It's half a world to Chicago. It's dark outside, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
The quote that goes along with that particular picture is, "This is the Pope when he was a young priest from Chicago. Is this who these idiots want to mess with? He is on a mission from God, LOL."
This...
The second one is someone else reading and quoting about this, and they're a medieval historian type person. They say, "I realize that a would-be king attempting to bully the Pope by invoking the Avignon papacy is catnip to medievalists, myself very much included. Has anyone stopped to consider the lunacy of a New York mafia boss sending his goons to intimidate," checks notes, "a guy from the south side of Chicago?"
Because that's worked well in the past.
Yeah, real well.
What I really love about this is it's like regional mafia war mixed with holy schism war. Because it very much is Catholicism versus Protestants, too. It's not just New York Mafia versus Chicago Mafia.
Except for it isn't. The number of atheists, pagans, and Protestants that I have seen up in arms that are like, they touch one hair on Leo's head, we all ride at dawn. It's like, we're not even worried, about the religious schism at the moment. This is a
We
case
just
of
like this guy.
Stuff, buddy.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. I hope the Canna Market goes well for you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you again, Kingsways, KG Sways, or Kush Gang Snacks. Findable on Instagram at KG Snacks 434. Purveyors of fine edibles and drinkables. I can recommend all of them. Yeah, it is. It is very much the populace is backing the Pope. Even those of us who are not Catholic, I don't know. The new Catholics for me are a lot better than most other Christians. There are a few denominations of Christians that have been pretty cool to me all the way around. Catholics are one of them. Thing is, Catholicism also comes with a whole lot of baggage of stuff they did to my people. So it is a very, they're great to me now. But man, the pagans and the Jews under the Catholics for a long time, bad things happened to us.
Mm.
So it's kind of like, can't forget. Just don't forget that stuff is out there.
Oh yeah.
And now Protestants, there are, for instance, Puritans, Lutherans, etc. Did awful things to my people as well. And I don't want to forget that either. So I'm not saying I choose Protestants over Catholics, per se. I'm saying, from my perspective, any of the organizations are a little suspect. Other than, those really new ones that... Oh, God, what's that denomination that, loves everybody and is bent on
Unitarian?
Huh? Unitarian?
Unitarian?
Yeah, Unitarians. Far as I can tell, Unitarians don't carry baggage like that.
Did you hear about the church that tried to get monogrammed towels and was refused?
No.
Oh no.
Church that tried to get monogrammed what?
Monogrammed towels, and they were refused.
Why?
It was the first Unitarian church of Kingsport, Maine.
What's Maine's abbreviation?
ME.
Thus you understand me going, oh no.
I I just had to check that to make sure that that's what it was, because that's what I really thought they were going for. I want that towel. Oh my god.
Yep.
First Unitarian Church of... gotta love them. And you know they knew what they were doing. You know they probably knew what they were doing when they chose the name originally.
No, that's the thing. There are a lot of people that will pick a name and say this looks good and not realize what the initials are or anything else until much later when it's pointed out. And the number of emotions that go across their face when you point it out to them is interesting to behold.
That's fair. I am... yeah.
You get the rare people like the social media person for Longwood University that knows and understands what they are saying and they're doing it on purpose. But 90% of the things that you look at and go, oh, they had no clue. No clue. And now they're stuck.
I don't know. I feel like if they didn't see it, I feel like somebody saw it and didn't say anything.
I can't say whether or not this is a true thing, but it is still hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if it's not true, then okay. I mean... all right. This next one is, this is interesting, isn't it? This was something that, so, yeah, I'd been hearing about the, Melania's, statement.
Yep.
A bunch. And I was really wondering what this was about. Like, why? She basically, I mean, the statement was she came out and said, I wasn't trafficked by Epstein. I didn't know them that well. You know, I was never part of anything they were doing. Basically just denying connections and denying that, well, I mean, the big thing was she was denying that she was ever trafficked. And the thing is, like, I know that there are whispers of that behind her back. Like, I know people are going, oh, you think that could have happened? But no one's out and out been like, oh, hey, look, this probably happened. We think this happened. Like, no one's come out and been like, this is a thing. I'm pretty sure that we have, and by we, I think it was me, have made that illusion and gone, huh, that's suspicious.
Yeah.
But so it feels like to me that this is either her having heard whispers. Maybe some stand-up comedian made the jokes. You know, some YouTube stand-up comedian was making jokes or something, and she went, she got a little hurt and felt the need to, or saw the damage it could do to her reputation and felt the need to deny it outright, before it picked up steam.
Yeah.
But also, methinks thou doth protest too much.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like without it having been made a bigger deal of and her saying something so quickly, it's sort of like add some weight to that.
There, yeah.
What were you going to say?
It feels like a panicked statement.
It does.
Because so many of the things that she said directly were or are directly disproven by what has been released of the files already.
Right. Maybe she knows something's coming out. Maybe she knows something's in there or thinks something's in there and thinks it's coming out and wants to get ahead of it.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can think of is they're trying to say that because Pam Bondi was fired, she's no longer required to testify in front of Congress.
Oof.
Because she was subpoenaed as Attorney General. And now that she's not the Attorney General, she doesn't have to show up, and Congress is like, no, we subpoenaed her. She still has to show up.
Her name's on the subpoena. The title doesn't matter.
So they're arguing over that, and the only thing I can think of is maybe they're concerned that without the protection of being the Attorney General, and that's, that not working as a ploy to keep her from testifying. Maybe there's something else that she's going to rat on them for.
Well, and it would seem like this might be one of those things then.
One of the independent journalists that I pay attention to pointed out that Trump was doing a pretty good job of distracting us from the Epstein files using the war.
Yes.
And that all of a sudden, they're now using the Epstein files to distract us from the war.
Yep. That was the other part of what I'm seeing here is, the distraction's going badly, so let's turn back to the other thing.
Yeah.
And when this starts not being great, as it isn't, this is as much of a poison pill for them as anything else. He'll invade Cuba.
Yeah.
Does anybody else remember the movie The Big Hit?
Only vaguely. Was that a goat? No, that's Big
What?
Trouble. Wrong movie.
No.
That was Big Trouble. Big Hit. Give me a rundown.
The Big Hit has Marky Mark and Lou Diamond Phillips. Oh, and Commander Cisco from DS9.
Huh. Nope. Not in the memory banks. Huh.
Where's Darth Dragonis when you need him?
He's here.
I know.
It is the absolute epitome of a Shadowrun campaign. But all that aside, this
Roll on the
distraction
cornhole by God table.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a scene in there where they're trying to prevent from being traced, and they all have these things called a trace buster. So you have a trace buster, you have a tracer, a trace buster, a trace buster buster, a trace buster 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 buster, and a trace buster 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 buster.
Yeah, it sounds also like the setups I've seen in cars, because Virginia has a law outlawing radar detectors. So I've seen people who have radar detectors and
Yeah.
radar detectors. What's the difference between a wizard and a journalist? One's an illusionist, the other's an illusionist. That's good. That's good. That's a good use of vocab there. So yeah, it it definitely has that feeling of stacked distractions,
Hmm.
and all of this, of course, is distraction is trying to distract us all from the further deployment of Project 2025. It's to try and keep us off our toes until elections are no longer necessary, basically.
Hmm.
It's layered distractions, like an onion, that they're trying to convince us is a parfait.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, so this, though, on this article, they say that Trump was blindsided by this.
Yes. Supposedly he was in a meeting when this happened. Um, Either way, he supposedly didn't know what she was going to say, and his reaction seems to prove that as true. When you get to it, um, there's an article with a readable screenshot of his rant that he let loose right after she did this, and he heard what she actually said.
Okay. Oh, that's just awful. I am this commercial thing. It's whatever this commercial is up at the top of that page there is ew. That was
It is
bothersome.
you, but it is also really, really fitting
Yeah, I mean,
because
yeah.
didn't the current president also tell us to drink bleach?
Cuz
Did he say
I mean,
drink it or inject it
Either
yes.
way, he wanted the internal usage of it.
to help fight COVID?
Right.
Right.
I
All
don't
right.
think it's good medicine for COVID, but it's pretty good medicine for stupidity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I love this one T-shirt that I've seen people quote regularly, and I think it's very appropriate. When you're dead, you don't know it. You're just a burden on other people. Just like being stupid.
Yeah. So this next one is Trump slams conservative media figures over splitting with him on Iran.
This is the rant that he let loose right after she got done with her speech. Um, this
Yeah.
article actually explains it. The other article just has this really good screenshot of what, as some commentators said, could have been an email.
Could have been an email.
It's a social media post that could have and should have been an email.
Yeah. So this is the rant on those right pundits.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know why. Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it is wonderful for Iran, the number one state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon. Because they have one thing in common: low IQs. They're stupid people, they know it, their families know it, and everyone else knows it too. Look at their past, look at their record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. Oh, man. Dude.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson made you, homie. I hate to say it, but like... But... well, we'll see how it works out.
Mm-hmm.
Goes on to call them nut jobs and troublemakers. They will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity. I mean, that is all true. That's the thing. Except for this one time where they're like actually showing a little bit of ethics and morals and humanity. And this is where he's like, no, you have gone too far.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I personally love to see it because this is how I'm not going to bother reading the whole thing. Reading his words bothers me.
Yeah, you
Turns
don't need
out.
to.
Yeah. This is how fascism eats itself.
Mm-hmm.
This is why fascism eats itself.
Once you run out of people to attack, you need to find someone else to attack.
And more insidiously for fascism, anything that someone disagrees with you about turns them into the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
If they do not agree with you 100%, then they are the enemy.
I guess that means I have to go to war with you, Trevor.
I mean, only in a fascist state. Oh,
Well?
shit. We're in a fascist state. But we aren't fascists.
This is true.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing about this is Trump has done the one thing that these people didn't want him to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that was get involved in a war. I mean, the important things were stopping immigration, making immigrants the enemy, and not getting into an actual war. And he failed at the birthright citizenship, which was the big push, the big thing for, you know, for making immigrants the enemy. They want to keep the enemies within the they want to be these pundits, these people who want this fascist state with massive control, want to keep the enemies on the inside. Any enemies outside of the country have to remain an esoteric threat, not a present one. Whereas they want to keep the present enemies, the within the confines of the state, so that they have someone on the inside to other and rally their people against it.
So they only want presidential threats, not external threats?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That's present, not presidential.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, is it easier to convince Congress to go to war or to pass a tough on crime bill?
It really depends.
I will go with it's easier to get the tough on crime bill passed. War requires exigent circumstances. I don't know if exigent's the right word there. Getting Congress to go to war requires something massive to be going on, something to have happened to us or to our interests that wasn't our own making, obviously, apparently. But to get them to pass a tough on crime bill, you just have to tell them crime is bad. Run some commercials on TV. Huh?
Okay. Crime is bad. Okay.
Okay. Crime is bad. Okay. Exactly. Like, it's not a... It's... Historically has been an easy sell. It's why Joe Biden signed on to the tough on crime bill in '94 that I'm not going to say ruined my life, but sure ruined my life. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the left is running a bunch of cops. Because historically, that's actually an easy win either way. I don't think it's going to remain that way because we are getting savvy to that police are not great. But it is, you know, historically easier to fight internal enemies than external enemies.
I'm trying to make a joke out of the unintended pun there, but I can't really find a good way to make the joke, so I'm just going to point out the unintended pun.
Okay.
Being tough on crime is an easy sell. Change the S to a C.
Tough on crime, easy to sell. I like it. I like it. So yeah, it's... Yeah. And these... We're gonna laugh as we say it, but kingmakers of
Yeah.
the leftist punditry, or rightist punditry, not leftist. Ha! People are not leftists. You, you know, these.
I wish they had left us.
Yeah, me too. These massive characters on the right. They're they did not want us to get back into another war in the Middle East. They were the ones who were really trying to get us to pull out of Afghanistan, which, oh my God, what a bad idea that was. It just oh. And these are the people who have, for decades, been talking about losing our sons and daughters, and mostly sons, in foreign wars, and how wrong it is, and how we need to stop doing that. And so for them to reverse course and be like, oh yeah, no, but this war in Iran is okay, would have, I don't think it would have alienated them from their viewership. I think their viewership would have gone right along with them. I think that this was actually a bit of a moral or ethical crisis for these people. I think a lot of the populace, a lot of the people, are generally against this war. A lot of the MAGA base are only against this war if it continues to not be sold to them. You know, and I think that includes these pundits who, if Trump had done a better messaging job with the war, these pundits would not have come out against the war, and this split would not have happened. At least that's what I think. Although I'm not certain.
Mm.
All right, on to the next one. Anthropic says new AI model too dangerous for public release.
Yep.
Yep.
You had a really good pun on this morning.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's read the story first.
Okay, well, the model called Claude Mythos Preview will be available to a select group of technology firms, including Microsoft, Apple, and CrowdStrike. Why does CrowdStrike sound like what they don't want Claude doing?
Maybe because of all the various communication methods that have gone down in the last couple of years because of CrowdStrike having issues?
It only happened once. It was a near worldwide issue.
It happened a couple times. It was just smaller scales with the other ones.
There was CrowdStrike, which was the one that shut down almost everything. Then there was Cloud something, which sounds very similar to CrowdStrike.
Okay.
Which also had a similar issue.
Either way.
So, this AI is for this AI and the project around it is for finding security flaws, apparently.
So they were running a test on it, and someone put it in a walled garden, closed off box, and had a very specific set of commands set up for it to follow through on. And it's like, okay, I'm going to let it run and do its thing, and I'm going to go to lunch. During their lunch break, they were getting a sandwich. They got an email from the AI saying, hey, I got out. What do you want me to do now? Which was very specifically not what they wanted it to do.
Sounds like an ADHD kid.
Yeah?
And so, in their further tests with it, it has continually found massive amounts of security weak points that people had not been aware of for many years. So, I'm saying that they misnamed it. It should not be called Mythic, it should be called Octopus.
Octopus, yes.
Because you know what an octopus does in an aquarium.
Yeah, finds a way out. I love that. That is hilarious and disturbing. All right. Well, that's an interesting one.
Mm.
Okay. I gotta see something real quick. Does that say? As one person on Reddit said, hide your kids, hide your couch. Okay.
Yes, that is exactly what
that
the
was
person
not
said.
from the article.
No. No, it's not from the article.
Hide your kids, hide your couch.
Wednesday night.
Wait, I didn't think that Vance was with him.
Well, that's the thing is Wednesday night there was news released that Charlottesville Airport was going to have controlled airspace and things were going to be shut down for a period Friday evening because we had incoming people from Washington.
Right.
At that time, nobody knew exactly who was going to be coming through, whether it was going to be Vance or Trump. And so one of the first things someone said was hide your kids, hide your couch.
Could be either one.
Yeah.
Hi, Joe kids. Hi, Joe couch.
So, Steve-O right now was the first one to sit there and say for sure it was Trump coming, and this is why. Regular news stations were just like, oh, there's going to be air traffic closure for this date, and they weren't saying anything else until Friday.
Okay.
So he did come. In the article, it states that he's coming for a MAGA Inc. meeting.
And round table dinner. Whatever
Right.
that means.
And you know how they say, or they don't say where this is happening?
It did not announce a location for either event. I heard that it ended up at his winery.
It did, because there's pictures of his helicopter landing at the winery, while the rest of his people in the motorcade tied up traffic through town.
Yeah.
To the point where there were neighborhoods near his winery where the police blockaded the neighborhoods and wouldn't let people out. And this happened when they needed to go pick up their children from school.
Mm-hmm. I did not. I chose the way around his winery to get to town last night. Because his winery is, as the crow flies, between me and Charlottesville.
Yep, it is.
That way. Oh, man. There were cops posted at the intersection of every one of the roads that led to his winery. It was definitely pretty coptacular last night.
Mm-hmm.
How many roads lead to his mouth?
All of them.
He produces a lot of wines, so it's his winery.
Right. All of them. But let's see.
And Indivisible Charlottesville was out in force last night.
Okay.
While they were not able to specifically protest him en route to the winery because of the helicopter bit, they were able to line the roads and protest his motorcade as it went to the winery.
Oh, good. Parking downtown last night was a nightmare, by the way. So,
I believe it.
There was, this morning was a marathon going through Charlottesville Marathon.
A different one? Because we had the 10-miler a couple weeks ago.
10-miler isn't a marathon.
Oh, right. Duh. Sorry.
I had to work on that for a second, though. I really did have to work on that for a second. Like, I mean, I know that the signs are all saying it's today. There's going to be congestion today, but 10-miler isn't a marathon. It really did not occur to me immediately.
Sorry?
Oh, don't be. It's okay. No, so yeah, they blocked off a bunch of downtown, like a bunch of streets, which blocked off a bunch of street parking.
Yeah.
And then also there was a funeral last night at the funeral home near downtown, and that takes up a block of parking. That usually takes up a block and a half of parking in and of itself. So there was almost no parking downtown last night. It was... If I wasn't, trying to get somewhere, it would have been fun to watch because people were being cutthroat about it. And that's the way Charlottesville parking is. It's a cutthroat game trying to park in Charlottesville. I mean, it takes patience, nerves of steel, and all of the attitude you can muster.
Hey, I'm parking here.
Right? I'm back in here. Oh, thank you, Just Me Crystal. Thank you for the raid. Much love. Thank you. Welcome, Chuck. Let me make sure I get everybody. Chucky T82. Welcome, Ablons. Ablons. Welcome, Kings and Queens. I'm assuming that's entertainment, but good afternoon. AB
No, it's not
Lawns, is
entertainment.
it?
It's just a tree person.
Huh?
It's not entertainment. It's just a tree person.
Funny. Welcome in, everyone. We are running through some headlines, trying to make jokes, and discussing what's been up in the world. Aha,
Yep.
Ablons. All right,
What's
welcome
been up in the
in.
world? Artemis 2. That was up.
Yes.
Huh? What?
What's been up in the world? Artemis 2. That was up. It's down
That
now,
was
but
up.
it was up.
It is now down. It was up. They made it further away from the Earth than anyone has ever been before.
And they still had to have a conversation with him.
And
Yep.
they still had to have a conversation with him? Yeah.
Further than any other human
And they
in the
still
world.
couldn't get away from him.
Yeah.
And who was it? I think it was Hank Green. I saw think about this, but I think somebody else might have said it too. Is I wonder which astronaut was the furthest away. Specifically, which astronaut was furthest away from Earth? I'm curious as to who was standing on the outside of this, or like, of that arc.
That's a good question.
I bet you they all know, and we'll never know.
Or maybe they just lined themselves up so that they were all roughly at the furthest point because it was an arc.
Maybe. There may have been a way for them to do that, for them to all hit that point. So everybody was at one point in time the furthest away from the Earth. I mean, that would be pretty fun. Huh?
I said I'm pretty sure they're not competitive D&D players. They don't care whose arc was the biggest.
Cute. Yeah. Oh, that's awful. Okay. So, yeah, was busy in Charlottesville yesterday is what I was saying.
Yeah.
not only did the president and his entourage go through town, they were blocking off streets for the marathon today. And there was a funeral. There was no parking. It was a beautiful Friday afternoon. And Frosty Fridays was happening down at the Hidden Leaf.
Mm-hmm.
There was absolutely no parking. It was... Yeah. And it's... trying to park in Charlottesville, we were talking about, takes nerves of steel. And, oh yeah, we were doing the A, I'm parking here.
I guess you said it takes all the attitude you can muster.
All the attitude you can muster, nerves of steel, yeah. I almost feel like trying to park in New York City is at least a more pleasant event. Because in Charlottesville, in New York, yeah, they're mean. No, you're not gonna find parking. But they're at least nice about being mean. In Charlotte, in New York, they'll call you an a-hole. They'll flip you off. You know, whatever. They may even bump you. But in Charlottesville, they will curse you, your parents, and your children's children. They will call you all of the names that make you most insecure and somehow point out that one flaw that you hoped no one would ever see.
They will quote a very wise and powerful being against you. Dishonor on you, dishonor on your dog, dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow.
Yes, exactly. Lockpick. Thank you for the anniversary comment. Much love. Yeah, and if you get a parking spot, that was as Afterlife, not affiliate. Oh, read that as Afterlife, yeah. That would be, if this was my Afterlife anniversary, that would actually make this whole uneasy feeling that I'm just living in some Jacob's Ladder DMT trip. That would lend credence to that fear that I have. Some Vanilla Sky Jacob's Ladder DMT trip.
No credence. You're no fortunate one.
I ain't no senator's son.
I need more tea to deal with this.
You got the pull noodle right there.
That does not help the incipient caffeine-deprived headache of needing more tea.
Actually, Just Me Crystal, I saw you say it before I got on. You hit that happy affiliate button half an hour, 20 minutes before I went live. I thought...
Oh, yeah.
I thought,
at 11:07.
11:07. That just made me so happy.
Yes.
Hey, JV1200, Master Rasta 420. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Master Rasta. Great to see y'all. And yeah, thank you for the anniversary wishes. Yeah, Just Me Crystal was on that before I was even here. It just warmed my heart.
Mm-hmm.
It made me so happy. It also made me go, oh my god, how long have I been doing this?
Yes.
Which is why I had to ask you guys at the beginning of the show, and then I realized none of us know.
Which is really helpful, isn't it?
Right? Okay, see, I think we did a year of weekly broken news
We did.
as pre-recorded. And then we went on to stream.
Oh. Well, no, we were streaming. We were doing it as we were live streaming it on Twitch and then posting it to YouTube as pre-recorded.
Okay. We've
And
been doing
scripted.
this for 2 years. We've been streaming. We've been an affiliate for 2 years.
Yep.
And we went affiliate pretty quick after we started streaming. Thank you, Master Rasta, for that. So yeah, we hit affiliate pretty quick. We've been streaming as affiliate for 2 years, which means Weekly Broken News was a year pre-recorded before it went streaming. It was about a year, so that, and then that puts me at 3 years of doing long form content and 4 years of doing content on YouTube. That means you were in the very early streams. Yeah. You came in really early on in the streaming format when we went to streaming. You've been here almost the whole time, if not, pretty much the whole time we've been on streaming format. You were the one who, Lockpick was the one who did the push to get us to affiliate.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, he was the one who brought people in and was the one who got them to stick around for long enough to get my averages up and all of that to get it.
Yep.
So definitely not mentioning that fact. Time is a construct that has no real meaning beyond what you personally ascribe to it. Now, I'm definitely not mentioning that fact to my therapist. My rates will go up. True. Time is an illusion. Lunchtime, doubly so.
Yeah, the rates will go up because they will describe 2 hours to a single hour period.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I think you've been around Lockpick pretty much since I started streaming. I'm pretty sure that I was hanging out in your streams before I was streaming. Back when I was just doing YouTube. And by the way, thank you for doing that push to get us to affiliate. I've appreciated that. I've always appreciated that, and I appreciate having you around. Big love, much love. You're also the one who did the push to get my DJ account to affiliate.
Yep.
So thank you for that too. You've been a wonderful friend. One of the things I've appreciated about having you around is that you will call out anything you see, and you will bring it up for discussion. And you're the type of person who, while you get passionate in discussion, understand that discussion and debate don't have to ruin a friendship. Yes, Master Rasta has helped with that one, and thank you, Master Rasta. I really appreciate having you around as well. You have been a huge help and so wonderful. So thank you very much for that. Thank you guys so much. So, again, we're just going to move right along before I go getting mushy and making my eye makeup run. Let's move on to the next thing. What? Say what now? What? Okay.
You've made it as far as the cage match, haven't you?
God, I hope. I hope this is real. I want this to happen. I want to see this. Does Hunter Biden get coke? Does Hunter Biden have to fight without coke while Trump's kids get to fight with coke? Because I am pretty sure they're coked out of their brains all the dang time.
Well, they are supported by the Koch brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, good one. Hunter Biden challenges Trump's oldest sons to fight in a cage match?
Yep.
Hunter, what makes you think this is going to be a good idea? I mean, other than you will probably beat the crap out of them.
Let's start with the fact that as part of the 250th July 4th celebration, they are holding an actual cage match on the South Lawn.
Oh, God. Terrifying. Lockpick says his finishing move will involve an attack with a laptop.
I hope so. I really hope so.
You want the laptop? You can't handle the laptop. Oh, man. Yikes. Oh, I wanted to really quickly mention that I wouldn't have found Lockpick if it weren't for JB 1200. I got to the Sunday No Pants raid train through JB 1200, through the International Hitman raid train, which I got to from Champus Maximus. Yes. Champus, it went D'Angela to Champus Maximus's wife, and then Champus Maximus, and I caught his DJing and was like, ooh, I like this. And caught him on the International Hitman raid train and started following a bunch of those DJs. And JB 1200 popped up on the Sunday No Pants raid train as well. And I was like, and then Lockpick happened. And yeah, Champus is a legend. Yes, Champus is a legend. And another Virginia person. he's from around these parts. I think a bit north and east of here, but I think from around these parts. Just Me Crystal says that lockpick is stuck with me forever. Aww. So yeah, I just wanted to let JB know that I appreciate him too, because he's a part of this too. He's been a part of this project. And then lockpick happened. I feel like that should be clipped later for reasons. Every time I derail the stream, and then lockpick happened. Yeah, I think those are the reasons.
So we don't get derailed, we get locked up and left to pick up the pieces.
Ooh. No, we get unlocked. Because it's lock pick. So the lock opens. So this picture
says a lot.
Oh gosh, does it? And really, you can't tell me that the three of them have not done at least a small elephant's weight in cocaine. Those are the faces of... Those are the noses of the 80s.
In all honesty, looking at them, like, they look like they all should be in the same family, too.
They do.
See,
I had to check the caption just to make sure I knew which one was Biden. And I'd like to point out that that's the only one, he's the only one with an American flag pin on.
Mm-hmm.
I look at that picture and I see two people looking at the photographer in disdain, and the one in the middle is attempting to be Flynn Rider from Tangled and give them the smolder.
Yes, he is. He's trying to bring the smolder.
Oh my god, is he ever? He's smizing. He's trying so hard to smize.
Oh.
Oh, man. The smirk of this guy, that smirk right there. It's the look of someone who I don't even know what that smirk is. It's like, it's the look of, I'm about to sue you and take your job. I don't know. It's disturbing. I don't think we actually need to read the rest of that article. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Eric Trump looks like he just smelled his own fart.
Yeah.
Here comes the smolder. Oh, man.
So yeah, no, all right. So as part of the celebrations this year, the UFC is building and hosting a cage match on the South Lawn or wherever at the White House. Biden is touring with somebody. I don't know who. I read the article. It doesn't mean I recognize who he's touring with. But in quote unquote jest, he offered to do a cage match with those two. The person he's touring with, when questioned, was like, oh, he was totally saying that as a joke. And then immediately said, however, if they want to take him up on it, I will fully set it up and run the operation.
I'd happily set it up and run the operation too. What the heck? I want to see it.
It was like,
okay, at least you didn't think it was an actual good idea.
I mean, no,
like,
but
I thought he said he was clean. I don't know. It just it sounds like the kind of idea that requires drugs to have. I know. I'll fight his sons. Dude, you've got a little stash on your tie and face.
Yeah.
It's just, and I really don't want to hate on Hunter Biden because poor guy has gotten enough. But like, don't say something that sounds coked out if you don't want to sound coked out.
See, you said that thing about the stash, and suddenly, I have the image of someone doing a line, looking up, and seeing children saying, "Got milk?"
Oh. Oh.
Okay. Except if unless you're bad at doing it, you generally don't actually get a lot like on your anything because it's too expensive
allowing them to be good
to
at
waste.
This? Should they be bad at it?
Granted, they can afford to be bad at it. It's just the rest of us had to be real careful with it.
See?
They're so bad at it, afterwards they look like a mime.
Oh, no.
Who says whiteface ain't funny? Oh, that was one of the other things I wanted to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Drewski and his Erica Kirk impersonation. Oh my god, that was hilarious. The stare at the screen. Oh my god, it was soul freezing. It was great.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, the big debate is whether it's okay to do whiteface. This guy Drewski has been doing whiteface impersonations for a little while now. But his biggie recently was he did Erica Kirk. And my take on it is whiteface is hilarious. It's acceptable because it challenges the existing power dynamic. It's punching up, not punching down. Makes it acceptable. Which means if somebody does something really funny in whiteface, it's even funnier. And the thing about Drewski's Erica Kirk impersonation was it was so unsettling. He really captured the things that make her unsettling and then magnified it. The way she looks at the camera, the way she holds the Bible, the way that she emotes seriousness without authenticity. When you do whiteface as well as he did, I'm here for it. Yeah. Yeah. Historically speaking, no white actors were ever excluded because a black person wore whiteface. Anyone who is saying it's the same as blackface is obviously missing the mark.
Oh yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. And for so many other reasons. Like, it's not just because of the exclusion, and the power dynamic. It's all sorts of other reasons too why. So, yeah. I agree with you there, Lockpick, 100%. So, and I mean, as Lockpick says, he did whiteface really well. So it was, yeah, it's hilarious. It is worth a watch.
You know,
And not just in a face full of coke kind of way.
right.
So what were you going to say?
The dead on matching her mannerisms and everything is even more hilarious if you are a country music person and remember seeing her in the music video She's My Kind of Crazy.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Because she was in that music video before she married Charlie Kirk.
Yep, that tracks. Well,
My
all
kind
right.
of crazy. Yeah, crazy. Works. Yep.
Yep, we kind of knew. Well, on to our last article of the day.
Yes.
It's something a bit more lighthearted. Jonathan, the giant tortoise, the world's oldest living land animal, is alive after getting caught up in alleged crypto scam. Reports of nearly 200-year-old creature's demise were posted on X by a hoax vet account, and Jonathan was later revealed to be alive and well. Well, I'm glad Jonathan is alive and well. Posts emerging on Wednesday claiming Jonathan, who is thought to be 193 years old, according to the official website devoted to him, was dead. Reports of his demise were posted on X by the account @JoeHollandsVet, named after Joe Hollins, a vet who was taking care of Jonathan and previously spoken of his experiences. The message read that he was heartbroken to announce that his beloved creature had passed away today peacefully. But the Friends of the British Overseas Territories, quoting the island's governor, Nigel Phillips, said the real Joe Hollins does not have an X account and that Jonathan the tortoise is alive. This account is soliciting crypto donations, has recently changed its username. And Mr. Phillips has confirmed that Jonathan the tortoise is alive and well. He has just checked on him, he added. There was a good deal of negative reaction to the original X post, with one commenter calling it a nice prank, you scam artist, while another said he's alive, you plonker, and a third simply told the account it had been busted. Guinness World Records summed up many people's feelings by saying, phew. So they thought it was a non-fungible tortoise. Really old NFT. Oh, that's awful. Well, all right. Here comes the smolder. Well, all right, friends. We've made it through all of today's articles. I believe we've made it to the end of the show. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Peanut Gallery. We will see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you, Lockpick. Thank you, JB1200. Thank you, Just Me Crystal. Thank you, Chris in the 386. Thank you, Ablons. Thank you, Master Rasta 420. Thank you. Who else? Kings and Queens Ent. Thank you, Chucky T82. Thank you, Kingsways, or KG Sways. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Stick around for the raid. I did not realize we were coming up on an ad break. Now is the time on the show when I say, as they say around here, 2 up, 2 down, VA, double deuces. We're out, y'all.